Basically, this right here is two sections of our map, of our training sections here. The one on the left side over here we have, that's the north map. And right here is our south map. And we broke it up in 9 grid squares, so a 3x3. And we just blew it up and made a nice 3-dimensional section of it, and so we can actually, so platoon leaders and sergeants can come along and plan their routes and their plan of action. Well, right to the map here, but on the south side here we actually have the mountains, the mountain over here. Again, the red here it basically indicates our roads of the patrolling area, where they're going to be going to. So I have all the mountain area here, and I'll use this. So the red roads, I have all the vegetation basically indicating where all the trees and grasses, all the areas at, except the mountains area, higher peak, higher mountain. The cards here indicate buildings and mountain sites. Yep, thank you. And we have coordinate grids here, and we also have different symbols indicating
platoon, JTAC, you get the L landing zones, primary and secondary for the southbound site, possible IEDs, RPG teams, enemy infantry, such as like this mount site right here.
Yep.
Got a squad of enemy infantry, IED, possible RPG team, such as this one right here.
Yeah, sure.
This one right here stands for RPG team. 1 dot meaning team, 2 squad, 3 platoon. This one right here is enemy infantry. Diamond with an X. Right here is where we had an IED go off at that mountain site earlier today. So we marked that down so when they come back for the debriefing, if it is in a different area, they can just move it. These symbols, such as 15, indicate waypoints and checkpoints.
Well, first of all, we started off basically measuring our entire grid, and then we broke it up into 9 different little squares indicating each grid coordinate on the map. And so, Private First Class Jocelyn and I, we equally separated, or equally measured out each of the coordinates, and we put string on there from 550 cord, and then from there we just took everything from one grid at a time. We started on there, looked at a map, we figured out if something started halfway quarter the way.
With the grid coordinates, we started with grid coordinates and worked each grid individually. Like this one, obviously 8-7 and 4-3.
Yep.
Work each grid individually by looking at the map and the terrain.
Yep. And then from there we just kind of eyeballed it, and that's kind of how I mostly I worked on most of the terrain part of it, while Jocelyn worked on more of the symbols and actual roads and what else? Markings. Yep, markings, a lot of stuff. And then we both worked on more on the vegetation. I did most of it. That's what was there done today. But yeah, pretty much all we did, we kind of looked at it, just figured out exactly the yarn. This black yarn indicates the boundary line of our training area. So outside of it is all civilian area, is outside of our zone. Inside of it, so we only drew up on the map the 3D portion of it all, what we are going to see for the training portion of it all. So I basically took it from there. I looked at the map and I figured out how high each mountain is going to be, and I spread the map that way, and I just pretty much made my own little guideline of how high 300 feet is or 400 feet is, and I just kind of just went from there and made my own level from there, and then I just built it up, leveled it all off, whatever, and then just kept on working away from grid to grid to grid.
So how long did it take you guys to build this?
We started on Sunday, I believe, wasn't it?
It was Monday.
Monday? Yeah, we started Monday, so today is what, Thursday? So
And it's still not complete.
5 days, 4 days? Yeah, 15 hours. We worked on it so far pretty much consistently, and every day it's been pretty much almost nonstop for us. Right when we get up in the morning, we go to work on it until pretty much straight through lunch, straight through dinner, and until pretty much everybody is ready to quit for the day, and we're over here still working on it and calling it quits. really fun here, actually. I enjoy it quite a bit. Working with the Croatians is really a good experience. I think it's completely different. We don't really appreciate what we have at home until we're out here, but it's definitely really good training though. Working with a different people, especially a different language. We have that language barrier, but it's a good way to communicate. I think even though we all have something in common, that way the whole army thing. So I think it's a really good experience. I think for all of us being out here and doing all of this stuff and being with all our buddies.